live from our offices here at Genesis Institute. It's 6:30. We have a number of people that are still logging into the portal, so we are going to wait a minute or two to give everybody a chance to get logged in. I do want to make mention to you guys at home that this is just a one-way broadcast. We cannot see you, so if you're in your pajamas already on the couch, don't worry, we can't see you. This is a one-way broadcast, so we're just going to hang out here for a second and wait for a thumbs up and wait for people to be able to log in. I'll be back with you in just a second. Get rolling, got thumbs up. It looks like everybody's been able to log into the system. So again, greetings from Genesis Institute and welcome to our second online virtual event as part of our Partnering for Change campaign. For those of you who are new to Genesis and myself, my name is Wil Wilhelm. I'm the Executive Director of Genesis Institute. And as a result of the last event we had on the 1st of October, I know that we have a number of people who are joining us tonight who are new to Genesis. This is the first time that they're going to have a look inside Genesis. So I want to start off by just explaining who we are and what we do, and then from there we'll get into the program. Genesis Institute is a faith-based nonprofit counseling and training ministry located here in Spokane. We were incorporated in 1994. So for over 25 years, we've existed to care for human souls. See, it is our heart to help individuals, couples, and families grow healthier and stronger. Now, we do that through two distinct arms of our ministry. The first arm of our ministry is our counseling operations, which are biblically based and clinically informed. We have 6 licensed mental health counselors on staff that provide these services to the general public. The other arm of our ministry is our soul care training and mentoring program. Those training programs are designed to provide people with an opportunity for full enrichment spiritually and through practical relationship assistance. As we look to the future as an organization, we're focused on serving more people. In its most simplest terms, that is our goal for the future, is to figure out ways to serve more people and to help more people. Now, I know you'll probably agree with me, but there's no shortage of people in our community today that need and want help. The virus has just caused a tremendous upset in our society. And we have a wonderful opportunity to come alongside people and help people in that transition. When I say we want to serve more people, I'd like to point out some numbers for you to give you kind of a picture. Between the 3-year period of 2017 to the end of 2019, we served approximately 1,500 people through our counseling services and our soul care training classes. That's great impact. That's 1,500 people whose lives were positively changed. As we look to the future and we want to serve more, we want to serve 10,000 people in the next 3 years. Yes, I know that's an ambitious goal. It is a big jump, but it's not unachievable. It's not unachievable if we do 3 things as an organization and as a community. The first thing we need to do is to get outside the 4 walls of Genesis Institute, out into the community, to increase the public's awareness of our counseling services and our training programs. We need to keep with the spirit of Scripture and the Great Commission, where it says, therefore go. That is the spirit that is guiding us into the future, that we want to get outside these 4 walls of our organization and impact the community in greater ways. The second thing that we need to do in order to serve more people is that we've got to figure out new and innovative and creative ways to leverage our core competencies of mental health counseling and classes, soul care training classes. Now, tonight is an example of some of the things that we are trying to implement and work on to serve more people in the future. The last thing that we need to do in order to be able to serve 10,000 people in the next 3 years is simply to understand that the work we are doing is kingdom work. It's actually God doing the work through us, through our volunteers, and into the people's lives. Kingdom work, then, we need to engage the kingdom to be involved in that work that God is doing. So we are working on ways in which to invite and get the community involved in helping people in need in our local community. So let's talk a little bit about this campaign, the Partnering for Change campaign. This is a multi-month effort to increase the public's awareness of what God is actually doing in and through our programs and services at Genesis Institute. Our first event was held on the 1st of October, which I outlined our vision for the future and talked about why we wanted to serve more people. You're going to hear elements of that tonight as well. But if you missed that event, we recorded it, and there's a link on our website. I would encourage you to go and watch that. Right? Watch that video. It'll give you kind of a context of where we are headed in, not only in this campaign, but into the future. Like I mentioned, this is the second of 5 scheduled events that we're going to do in the next 3 months. Each of our events are designed to give you a glimpse of what's going on today at Genesis Institute, what we want to do more of in the future, and thirdly, to invite you to get involved. I am not bashful about inviting you to be a part of this work that God is doing here. With every fiber of my being, I believe in the ministry of Genesis Institute, and I want you to be a part of this. It's such a blessing. Again, on our website is listed all of the upcoming events and what the topics will be there. I would again encourage you to go to our website. That's genesisinstitute.org. Now, specifically about tonight's presentation, we're going to look at our efforts within our counseling operations and how we want to leverage that core competency in a way to serve more people in our local community. We're going to be exploring a couple of relationships we have and we're working on to be able to leverage those counseling services. Specifically, we're going to be visiting with the owners of MaidNaturally. MaidNaturally is a local organization. It's a housekeeping and maid service. The owners of that organization are going to speak to you tonight about the value and impact that the relationship they have with Genesis Institute not only means to them as owners of a business, but also to the staff that they're striving to care for. The second initiative we're going to look at tonight is what I mentioned during our October 1st event, the Wholeness Project, which is a collaborative effort between Genesis Institute, Life Services, Promise of Spokane, and GraceSon Housing Foundation. You're actually going to meet the leaders of these 3 wonderful organizations, and they are going to share with you what it means for Genesis to be a part of their team and how they serve the people that come to them for assistance. This collaborative effort that we're working on right now and moving down the road is an example of the type of projects we want to do more of in the future. It gives you a glimpse into the future, so to speak. I'm excited about it because these things are kingdom-focused impact. We're talking about helping people in need and doing it in new, creative ways. So I'm excited for you to meet the leaders of these organizations and hear from them firsthand. And like our last event, we have a couple of gifts to give away tonight. At the end of our time tonight, we'll pull out a couple names out of a jar and give a couple gifts away. I've got them right here. The first gift we're going to give away is a gift card for $50 to Hobby Lobby. And then the second gift we're going to give away is a $100 gift certificate to Clinker Dagger's restaurant here in Spokane. Wonderful, wonderful gifts that we're going to give away. But you have to be with us at the end of our time tonight to hear your name called. Okay. Before we get moving into the program, this is the point where I want to pause and thank our ministry partners. And I use the word ministry partners on purpose, not volunteers or donors, but partners, because we are partnering together in the work that God is doing. Our ministry partners so graciously invest not only in our ability to do the programs and services we're doing today, but they're investing in our future. They're investing in the vision of where we want to take Genesis into the future. And I'm so grateful to all of our ministry partners. I want to point out a couple of ministry partners specifically here tonight. To our premier partner, Ms. Ann Bies Hayden, we want to thank you so much for your generosity and your belief in what we're trying to accomplish. We have two premier level partners, both organizations here in the Spokane area. That's Hauk Chiropractic Clinics and Ziggy Home Improvement. Thank you to those organizations. We also have 5 major level partners to thank tonight. Not only are they invested in our future, but invested in our ability to put this campaign on. To Horizon Hospice and Palliative Care, to Moody Aviation, to Leo and Judy Violet, Terry and Jolene Andres, and to a couple that wish to remain anonymous. We know who you are. Thank you to you guys for your investment. In fact, all of our ministry partners who are investing in our ability to serve people in need are listed again on our website. And I encourage you to go and just recognize them on their website. Okay, to the campaign, the goal for the next 3 months. As I mentioned, this is a multi-month campaign designed to increase the public's awareness of what's going on at Genesis Institute. The financial objective of this campaign is to raise $200,000. So far, we have raised approximately $50,000 from many of the ministry partners and others that I've just mentioned to you. So we are $150,000 short of our ultimate goal. So for over the next 3 months, that's where we're going to be focusing on. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what those resources are going to go to, what those monies you donate or invest into us as an organization will mean. They're going to help individuals in need, to help individuals, couples, and families who are struggling, emotional issues, past traumatic experiences, and need the guiding hands of a professional to walk with them through their trauma. That's what it's going for. It's about human beings, lives who can be touched. And I want you to be a part of that. Again, I'm not bashful about inviting you. So hear me clearly. I want all of you to prayerfully consider what your role in helping Genesis Institute reach this goal of $200,000 might look like. My hope is that through the program tonight and the programs that we're going to show in the months ahead will give you a glimpse of what we're trying to accomplish, and that somehow this will speak to your heart about caring for the local community and helping people in need. Well, I've talked enough in the intro here. Let's move on to our first presentation. Again, this is a video interview of one of the owners of MaidNaturally. Her name is Ruth Ann. You're going to hear from Ruth Ann specifically about how we have helped their organization in their time of need. As she describes how we've helped them and kind of the ways in which we've helped them, try to hear what was the original motivating factor that led her and her partner to come to Genesis to ask for assistance. When we get done with the video, I'll come back and I want to talk about that original motivating factor that they had to reach out and connect with Genesis in the first place. Okay, thank you. Let's meet Ruth Ann and MaidNaturally.
My name is Ruth Ann Eberly, and I'm co-founder with Heather Brown for MaidNaturally. We started our own cleaning company and also make and sell our own cleaning products. in 2006. And we just had a heart for wanting to build a business that we could build around having our own young families and not having daycare settings, and really been supported and grown here in Spokane. Both being moms and business owners at the same time, we have a heart and a care for what our staff are going through. At the same time, we were having a hard time figuring out how to require certain performance at work, certain service for our customers, and still be able to have that line of confidentiality. And Genesis really provided that for us, that we could offer an outlet of care and still remain the structure for our business. And we really appreciate that. We had one staff that really stands out as that was really a blessing to have Genesis be able to help. And she had worked for us for a long time, and out of the blue had started to not show up for work, wasn't dependable like she had always been through the years. And come to find out, her mom had tragically passed, and she hadn't been able to really talk about it or discuss it with us, and really felt uncomfortable talking about it at work in general. And it was just a great blessing to be able to reach out to offer that help for her, because it also gave us a connection without having to know the details of her grief, and really be able to care for her, and again be able to structure our business to keep on with regular service as well. And she really appreciated her counselor. One real important reason that we have picked Genesis for a partnership is it is counseling we can trust, since we are also a faith-based company and want similar values and seeds sown into our staff, as they are usually with us just a short time in their lives, and just hoping for that chance to invest and give them hope while they are with us, that we would just make a difference to build them up, help them learn more of their hopes, dreams, passions, who God made them to be, in whatever way we can while they are there. It's just important to be able to offer a very similar valued service for those navigating life, as we don't have only Christian staff, and want that opportunity to just invest in them while they are with us. Another opportunity that we have with Genesis that we're looking forward to is coming up this month in October. We're offering to our staff, and partnering with Genesis, they're offering us a training and class on how to deal with the anxiety and stress of COVID, which has really impacted our staff. Since we are a house cleaning service, it can be many, depending on the news or the information medically, going in and out of houses, how to deal with the new requirements for safety for both staff and our customers. And all the information is just overwhelming. And we do have a lot of young ladies dealing with anxiety and stress that is keeping them from making it to work. And we're really looking forward to just being able to help come alongside and train, and also be able to continue providing a great service for our customers. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you, Genesis.
I think that you could hear from Ruth Ann's description of our relationship with MaidNaturally, that they have a tremendous heart to care for their employees. I just say MaidNaturally is a wonderful organization. If you're in need of residential housekeeping and maid service, just encourage you to explore the possibility of you utilizing them. That element that Ruth Ann spoke to, and it's true of Heather's desire too for the organization to care for their employees, is very important. I would want to focus on that just for a second. It's a testament to them that their organization is focused on the person and the life of the person and the trajectory of the person, not just accomplishing a task for an economic purpose to keep the business going. That's not their heart at all. Their heart is to empower and to support their employees into future successes, when whatever it might look like for them. They want to disciple their employees in ways to really mature them and help them down the road. When you take that into account, that is exactly why Genesis Institute exists. We want to do the same thing. We have the same purpose and goal in mind. We want to come alongside individuals, couples, and families and organizations to help people move forward in their lives, to become healthier and stronger. This relationship with MaidNaturally that you just got a glimpse into is consistent with the other relationships that we have that are very similar with other organizations, to provide mental health counseling support and soul care training support to the organizations as they need it. This relationship model has been so effective that we're actually now launching a new initiative to increase the number of organizations that we partner with like this, like what we're doing with MaidNaturally. We're calling this new initiative the Partner Care Alliance. It's a catchy name. We came up with it ourselves. But the Partner Care Alliance is just that. It's partnering and caring for our partners in ways that they need assistance. So how does the Partner Care Alliance work? Well, organizations or groups invest monies into Genesis Institute. Those monies then are used to cover the cost or provide a discount for the counseling services or the training attendance, the registration costs of those members of those groups. So like what was described with MaidNaturally, it would support the employees of those organizations. This is a wonderful opportunity for small organizations who may not be able to provide health care services, insurance services to their employees, to set aside monies specifically designated to care for their employees, either training or mental health care support through Genesis Institute. Now, what we envisioned is to structure that relationship in such a way that after 1 year period, 12-month period, any monies left over in that account or that fund would then roll over into our general fund as a general donation. So it gives organizations an opportunity to have line item on their budget that not only supports the individual care needs of their staff, but a nonprofit donation as well. And obviously it gives us an opportunity as a nonprofit to be able to serve more people, which again, 10,000 people in the next 3 years. And these type of initiatives are what we're looking at when we talk about wanting to do new things into the future. Well, if you're in a position of leadership within your organization or with your group, or you'd like me to come in and talk to someone within your organization about the Partner Care Alliance and how it can be structured, we would love to do that, to come in. It's incredibly flexible structure based on the nuances that each organization might want to set up. For example, one organization we partner with, they don't want to know the names of the employees that come in for assistance. And we've worked out a process to protect those names so anonymity can be built into this. It's a wonderful opportunity, again, for organizations to give back to their employees. Well, let's shift perspectives now. This last video is an example of what we're doing today and what we want to do more of in the future. This next video segment that we're going to step into is something we've never done before. It's a new venture for us as an organization. I mentioned earlier, this is called the Wholeness Project, a collaborative effort between GraceSon Housing Foundation, Life Services, and Family Promise. I want to introduce you. I want our leaders of these organizations to introduce themselves and their organizations to you tonight. So let's meet the leaders of these wonderful organizations. And once that's done, we'll come back and dive into a little bit more about the details of this particular project. Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm excited to introduce you to three wonderful people who actually lead some wonderful ministry nonprofit efforts here in the Spokane community. So I'd like to allow them to introduce themselves, the organizations they work for, just to kind of give you a background of what we're trying to accomplish with the Wholeness Project. So I'll start with Katrina.
Hi, my name is Katrina Solom. I'm the Executive Director for GraceSon Housing Foundation. We provide housing and case management services for teen moms from 13 to 18 years of age. We focus specifically on 13 to 15 because in this area, we don't have really any resources for that age group specifically. So we look at 13 to 15 and we'll serve all the way up to 18. At Grayson, we provide housing, we provide 3 meals a day, we make sure these girls are getting case management, that they're going to school, or that they are working. So we just try to make sure that they have all the supports that they need so that as they transition from Grayson back out into a world where they're self-sufficient and they're on their own, that they are equipped as much as possible to take care of themselves and the kiddos that they're going to have to raise for the next 18 years.
Awesome. Glendy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We dovetail with Grayson in a ways. Hi, I'm Glendy Loringer. I'm the Executive Director of Life Services and My Choice Clinics. And Life Services has been around for about 30 years in Spokane. We bring the love of Jesus Christ and a practical solution to bear on any reason that a woman may give that she feels she has to have an abortion. Our goal is really to stand with her, come alongside, help her realize the resources and strengths that she has, and really empower her to choose life. And I say her, but it's both. We see both young men and women. And we are a life-affirming ministry who stands with men and women through our My Choice clinics, where we provide medical care for both men and women. And that's pregnancy tests, ultrasound, STD tests. We have a maternity home, much like Grayson, where young women can come live when they're pregnant and reset and really find some healthy footing for entering parenthood. We also have a host home network where we partner with families in our community who will take our gals once they've left the maternity home for long-term placement. And then for both guys and gals, we have mentor programs where they are connected with a mentor in our community. They also have access to our life skills classes, so parenting, birthing classes, fatherhood classes, and so many opportunities for them to really find that healthy footing. And then the final arm of our ministry is post-abortion care. What we realize is that abortion not only destroys family, it destroys lives and the life of the baby, but also derails the life of the mom and dad. And so there's a pain that people carry pretty deep. And so we have partner ministries, Abaddon and Savanon, who provide healing opportunities for people who've experienced abortion or sexual trauma. And so we regularly operate with them. And so our whole goal is really not to manipulate, but to really help people realize that life is valuable and needs to be protected. And there are resources to help support the life of our young moms and dads and their babies in Spokane.
All right,
There
that was
you go.
great. Yeah. My name is Joe Ader. I'm the Executive Director of Family Promise of Spokane. At Family Promise, we equip families and communities to end the cycle of homelessness. We do that in 3 different ways. We prevent families from becoming homeless in the first place. And when we say family, we're talking about anybody that's caring for a child or who is pregnant that's either about to experience homelessness or currently is homeless. And so we prevent families from becoming homeless in the first place, rental assistance funds. We provide shelter services. We're the largest provider of shelter services for homeless families in Spokane County. And then we equip families to have a stable life after they exit the shelter into permanent housing of their own. And so from before a family becomes homeless to 2 years afterwards, that's the niche that we work in. We partner with a lot of churches in our community, over 40 churches, and another 50 different nonprofit partners to do the services that we do, including all of the 3 that are here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm so grateful that you had an opportunity to meet three exceptional leaders of three exceptional nonprofits here in town who are doing kingdom work. Let me just say on behalf of Genesis, I am super excited about the possibility of partnering with these three organizations and moving forward. What we're trying to accomplish together is to increase the quality and scope of the programs and services that these three wonderful nonprofits are offering to the people that come to them for assistance. By what we want to do is Genesis Institute would add the mental health care support to their programs. What we envision doing is hiring one or more counselors to come on staff, but to work out of their facilities so they can be on site to care for the men and women and children that come to these organizations for assistance. This collaborative effort will allow us to address a couple of critical issues that they are facing as an organization. First, most, if not all, of the people that come to these organizations for help have experienced some type of physical and/or emotional trauma in their past. They will tell you horrific stories of what these individuals have had to endure to survive. This is a type of trauma that requires someone with a specialized skill set to walk alongside them to help them move forward in life. Oftentimes, the trauma experienced in the past has contributed to their current state of crisis. It's led to poor decisions or things that have happened in their life, and it's brought them to this point. Because it's a specialized skill that's needed to help these type individuals with this types of situation, these nonprofits don't have the financial resources to hire a full-time or part-time counselor to be on staff to help the individuals. So what ends up happening is that the clients of these organizations are therefore referred out to other agencies in the local community. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm not knocking that. But the reality is that most, if not all, of the people in this situation are already dealing with a significant crisis in their life. The likelihood of them going to another agency to seek another help on another issue in their life is just, it just doesn't happen. One crisis is about all they can handle at a time. And so if Genesis Institute is able to have a counselor on staff, on site at these locations, we can provide a higher level of quality of care at those locations. We can mitigate those factors and start to help people. This is a tremendous opportunity to impact hundreds of lives in our local community. It's a tremendous opportunity for four like-minded nonprofits to actually collaborate together to improve the quality of their programs and services. For Genesis Institute, it will allow us to do what we are designed to do, which is to serve people through our counseling and training ministry. One other aspect about this collaborative effort that's exciting to all of us is not only will we be able to provide mental health care support and training support to the clients of these organizations, but we can also support the staff and volunteers of these organizations who are daily pouring themselves out in ministry work to a very at-risk population. That type of work is draining on an individual. So we get to speak into those servants' life and help them. Now, I could go on and on and on about the benefits. I am incredibly excited about this initiative, but I want you to hear directly from the leaders of these organizations as to what they see the benefits of this collaboration, meaning not only to them as an organization, but also specifically to the clients that they serve. So let's watch this next video and we'll come back and talk about that.
At Grayson, we are a Christian nonprofit. We believe that the only way to find hope and real healing is through Christ. But we don't require our girls to come in identifying as Christian or believing that that's the only way. So for us to be able to meet these girls in some of the deepest and darkest and most difficult times, and to know that we will wade through that with them, would be an incredible opportunity to show what Christ is really like. And our staff, of course, is going to come through and we're going to walk with them day by day. But there are certain things that are deep enough and heavy enough that my staff is not equipped to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So to have a counselor to come in and to embody what Christ would look like, to these girls and to their kiddos as they walk through that, and we can look at what that kingdom change will look like, and maybe we'll never see it, and that's okay, because we've done what we can, and Christ is going to move when he'll move, and he's going to soften their hearts. And that, I think, is what I see for the Wholeness Project in Grayson, is that these girls are not only going to know love from the staff, they're going to know love from the counselor. And my prayer and my hope is that their whole perspective can change on what's possible for them, what's possible for their kiddos, and what Christ actually looks like, and how he wants to come in, and he wants to meet them where they're at. And things don't have to change first. He'll be there in the messy, and then we'll move forward. And that's my hope, and that's my prayer for the Wholeness Project.
I think, as I was talking about before, just the difficulties that we experience in our own lives, right? All of us have issues, but so do our guests and clients and our staff. I think what my hope is that having a counselor on site would help us work with our guests to unwind all the chains that are holding them back and undo those straps that are holding them down, so that they can be successful moving forward in life, but also can re-engage into community. And to have a counselor doing that, particularly a Christian counselor that can share hope with them. I mean, we're talking about essential services. This is COVID time. Hope is the one essential service that we all need. And so to have that, somebody to talk to that can help you guide or help navigate through these situations, I think it'll be life-changing for some of our guests. And then also, like I said before, for some of our staff. I was just thinking about, as we're sitting here, two of our clients, one of them, she was a teenage girl who had been so sexually abused, so physically abused, that her father received a 50-year sentence for sexual abuse. She will never have children because of that. And that is difficult for her, for us as a staff to, what do we say? What do we do to, so have somebody that has a professional experience to help even guide us through, how do we have these conversations with a 17-year-old in our facility like this would be super beneficial to her, to us, but I think the community at large and in the long term.
Yeah. Will and I've talked quite a bit. When you talk kingdom impact, I think the first thing that comes to mind is I wouldn't be sitting here without the counseling help that I received, because I was that 17-year-old girl. Long-term sexual abuse and abortions, and here I am with that under my feet. And all glory goes to Jesus Christ for that healing. But the practical work of it fleshed out with counselors who helped me find the healthy thought patterns that Katrina has talked about, healthy parenting. And that's my dream for our clients. One of the things that probably sets Life Services apart a little bit is that homelessness is a societally acceptable cause to get or to give to or to work in. Abortion recovery and life-affirming ministries are not. They're very politically charged. One of the arguments against pregnancy resource centers like Life Services is that we will convince a young woman to keep her baby and then just send her out into the world to live on welfare and raise another baby in poverty. And that is one of the things that we absolutely want to stand with women and stand against. We don't want to move a gal through our maternity home or host home program and have her still stuck on state assistance later. And the only way that we know that a woman can be free, like Katrina was saying, is through the love of Jesus Christ. But she also needs some real practical tools to overcome the things that were sown into her. And that can only happen through professionals like Will hires at Genesis Institute. And so we need counselors on board. We're a nonprofit that receives no government funding, and we're completely privately funded. And so to pay counselors for our clients at $100 an hour is just not even feasible for our clients. And so we are so thankful to all of you watching for your partnerships, and thankful to Genesis Institute for bringing this forward. We're excited for the impact that this is going to
An interview with the three leaders that you can see what kind of impact this collaborative effort is going to mean, not only on those organizations, but the people that they serve. I have watched that interview process a number of times in preparation for tonight, and every time I have listened to it, I've come away just with a sense of hope, a feeling that, I'm so touched by their feeling of hope towards the people that they serve, and trying to find better ways to serve those individuals. If you're not motivated to be a part of this initiative that's going to help those people, I'm not quite sure what I can say to motivate you more. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is kingdom-focused work, and we have a wonderful opportunity to bless and help so many people in need in our community. This initiative, the Wholeness Project, is a way in which we're trying to leverage our ability to help provide counseling services to individuals and organizations in need. So tonight, I want to introduce you to another initiative that we have, a funding initiative to help us. This is a funding initiative which is called the Counseling Assistance Program, another catchy name. Counseling Assistance Program is designed to help us provide people, families, couples, and organizations discount on counseling services and training program as well. It's a way in which we as a caring community can provide a bridge to the individuals, couples, and families that are in need in our organization, not unlike the three organizations that you've just heard from. So the Counseling Assistance Program is designed to hold those monies in a fund. And as people that come to us who are economically challenged, we can offset the costs so that we can provide a full counseling session or training session to individuals. The virus has caused a lot of issues financially for a lot of people. We have seen an increase in the number of people calling, asking for help here at Genesis, who either, one, they don't want to use their medical insurance, or two, they can't use their medical insurance. And most of the time, that is because of some kind of economic hardship that they're currently experiencing. People have lost jobs. You know how the pandemic has affected people. It tears our heart away to see those individuals go away and not receive the counseling support that they can get from us. So we envision this fund, as I mentioned, as a bridge to help those individuals, couples, families, and organizations who are economically challenged. We want to provide that opportunity. And that's where the caring community comes in. This is my invitation to you, ladies and gentlemen, to help us with our counseling services by investing in Genesis Institute. Those monies will be used to engage and help people in our local community. I know with any business venture in moving an organization into a new territory, it's kind of, there's a lot of change involved. And three things are very important for us as an organization. One is that the leadership is committed to the change that we're trying to implement, that we have the plans in place to make that change a reality. And then the third thing is the resources to move that engine of the organization forward in the direction that we want to lead. Again, the leadership is committed, from the executive director to our board members to the leaders of the three nonprofits you just heard from. We are all committed to serving and helping more people. The plans, we're constantly working on the plans. We're working on the details of how it's going to happen, and we're working together in a collaborative manner. The third element is the ask for you tonight, the invitation for you tonight is the resources. Again, all the monies received go towards our ability to serve those 10,000 people in the next 3 years, to get outside the four walls and to help the local community and have a kingdom-size impact. Now, if you're wondering about how much is Will asking for, or how much should I give, let me explain it to you in this way. Our overall goal for this campaign is $200,000. I've already mentioned we've received approximately 50, therefore we have $150,000 left to go. That's our goal, 200,000. Where you fit on that continuum is up to you and the Lord. But I would ask you to consider this one more variable in making that decision. What kind of impact do you want to have on a human being's life? Because we're serving human beings and we're trying to help people, couples and families walk together and walk into healing and a brighter future. So your investment is about people. It's about reaching out and being that bridge of compassion to people who are hurting in our community. So what type of impact would you want to have on the kingdom work that is happening here at Genesis? Well, my suggestion would be is ask the Lord that question. Take that to the Lord. Father, what kind of impact would you want me to have on your kingdom? Fairly certain that that kind of a prayer request to the Lord would be answered in some way, some inclination of how to get involved. So when you think about how much to donate or to invest, rather, think about the impact. What kind of impact do you want to have? Again, as I've mentioned a number of times, the monies received from this campaign will enable us to move into the future. It'll help us make our vision of the future a reality today. And I want you to be a part of that. I encourage you to prayerfully consider what your involvement looks like. Now, if you are moved tonight to make an investment in Genesis in our future, there's a couple of ways you can do that. I believe there's a link in the dialog box on your screen that will take you to our online donation platform. You can also go to our website, genesisinstitute.org. Up in the top right-hand corner of our website is a button titled Donate Now. Simply click on that. It'll take you to our online web portal. Once you're there, you have a decision to make. Make a one-time investment or become a monthly Gem Club member. It's a give every month club. We have a group of individuals who are investing in Genesis on a monthly basis. And it's an opportunity for you to be a part of the work on an ongoing basis. Obviously, if you feel you'd like to write a check, our mailing address is on our website as well. You can simply mail that into Genesis Institute. Now, if you're at a point where you want more information, if you want to explore the particulars of these initiatives and the other initiatives that we are working on, if you want to get under the hood, so to speak, and see how this is working, I and Linda would love to visit with you and talk about how you can invest in our future. If that's something you're interested in visiting and talking about it, just shoot me an email. It's Wil with one L, W-I-L, at genesisinstitute.org. Send me an email. I'd love to spend some time with you. Now, I would again, just in closing on this point, encourage everybody to prayerfully consider how you can get involved in the work that God is doing here, how to be a part of that kingdom work, and how to help and improve the lives of so many people in need in our local community. I have one more request along this lines. It's simple. It's like, who do you know that has a heart for the work that we are doing here at Genesis Institute? Would you be willing to introduce us to them so that they can hear our vision for the future? And we can share and outline how we want to move forward and how they may be able to partner with us as well. Again, this is kingdom work. We want to invite the kingdom to be involved in the work that God is doing here. Well, we're going to shift gears now and do our gift giveaways. We're wrapping up our time. And so we have a couple gifts. As I mentioned, the first gift that we're going to give away is that $50 gift card to Hobby Lobby. Now, I watched Linda pull the names out of the jar like last time. I promised no funny business. Way this will work is Linda's going to tell me the name, and then Linda will be in contact with you based on your contact information that you provided to get the gift to you in a timely manner. So the Hobby Lobby gift card goes to
Emily Brown.
Emily Brown. Congratulations. Okay. The second is a $100 gift certificate to Clinker Daggers Restaurant. And the winner is
Elaine Ackerman.
Elaine Ackerman. Congratulations, Elaine. Awesome. We just give those gifts as a way to say thank you for your participation tonight, considering the invitation to partner with us in the work God is doing, and just as a way just to say thank you. Lastly, as I close tonight, I just want to again encourage everyone to prayerfully consider what your partnership with Genesis Institute might look like. I also want to remind you that our next scheduled online virtual event is the 19th of November. In that event, we're going to focus on our soul care training and mentoring programs, the impact that they're currently having today, and how we want to leverage that core competency to serve more people in our local community. So that's it. So from Genesis Institute, from everybody from the staff here, good night and God bless.